Ladies and gentlemen, our youth intake preview has arrived, and we could be looking at a good goalkeeper and a striker that could potentially be the best striker we've ever had. And with this group being a golden generation, who knows what's going to happen by the time we get to March. Hello, welcome everyone to JLABTV. I am JLAB, and this is Football Manager 2021, the Youth Academy Challenge with Siena, and we are on the verge of reaching the winter break in Italy. And let me just say, the fact that we once again have got a potential golden generation isn't surprising anymore. It's not that shocking. It's more the idea that we have potentially been waiting for as long as we have just to get something productive. We've sold Mazza against our will. We may have an issue again with another player being sold against our will. And it's another central midfielder, but that's fine. That's fine, because if we can make sure we don't get caught in the same trap as last time, we're good. And I'll show you who that is right now. That man is Fantozzi, and he wants to move to a bigger club. He is our best player right now, and he's upset with the fact that we have not let him go. But he's also been injured as of late. He's been injured, and his injury was a pretty serious one. And it happened in the first game that we had when we last left off, and I'll show you this game now because we kind of need to see it, since we've had about 7 matches since we last met up last time. The first game we had was the Coppa Italia Liga Pro Cup against Alessandria, and we lost this game by 1-0 after Gori got the only goal of the game from that cross. We didn't do ourselves justice, we didn't do everything right. We had a load of injuries though, as did they. Though they actually had more injuries, but Fantozzi got himself injured due to his knee ligament while trying to do a tackle. He's been out for most of the time we've been away. And you're going to see what effect that might have had when you go and see the results. But we were knocked out of the cup in this game. In the only time we've really faced this team in a cup competition. It was disappointing. And it was actually after the update happened, that the update happened, I think it's 14.2 update that happened, but that happened and we seem to start having questionable issues, I think. Gabriel Nunes had a bad game is a concern in itself, quite frankly. Our next game was against Prato, and we got ourselves all 3 points after Catanzaro found Elioni. His shot hit the post, and of course, Rokas scores the only goal of the game to ensure we take all 3 points in this season, in this game. They had 2 goals ruled out. Very surprising that it happened twice. They were down to 10 minutes as well, so we didn't make it easy for ourselves, unfortunately. But I don't care to show you the goals that they had ruled out. All I care about is the fact that we won this game. Were we making it difficult for ourselves at the end? Yes, we were. But it didn't matter because we still got all 3 points against a team that has a tycoon takeover. And they could be very interesting to take over in the future if I wasn't doing this Youth Academy Challenge with Siena. We then had a game away from home. Bani scored the opening goal of the game against Messi, and we conceded not too long afterwards. Kodjo just went through the defence and scored that effort. It was terrible defending from our point of view, and we should have done better. The fact he got through and scored the equalising goal, and we didn't get a second goal afterwards, was very disappointing. We should have beaten this team, and at this point, it's probably the most disappointing result we've had so far. For a very long time. It really is. And Laneri, I think, might have been injured after this game. I don't remember, but he was out for a bit as well. And, you know, we're having a bad game when that happens. But we still did ourselves justice. And we also had Rokas out on international duty, which probably didn't help our case in the slightest. They also had a goal ruled out in the 20th minute, but that's beside the point. We then took on Teramo at home, and By the time this goal came around, we'd already been struggling as it was, and it was just a matter of time before they scored. We were not at our best, and we deserved to lose this game, quite frankly. The fact we didn't lose it early in the day was more surprising, but we didn't do ourselves justice. We deserved to lose this game, and the 1-0 scoreline honestly flattered us more than anything else. And that's a bad sign, isn't it? Then we had the worst game of the bunch. Rimini just absolutely destroyed us. Really scored the opening goal in the 20th minute of the game. Then they got a goal for this corner, and it was a very good finish from the Camillis. But we should have done better defensively, and then we conceded a third goal in the 30th minute of the game. Keeper just absolutely fumbled it, shouldn't have done it, and Semprini scored. And then in the 54th minute of the game, we conceded again, and we just had a horror show of a game, and we lost by 4-0 and only had one shot on goal, and there was no shots on target. I may have fined Martina and Rookery 2 weeks worth of wages because of their part to play in this, but every player got a fine or a warning for their performances in this game. Every single player that started, I just was not happy with them, and they deserved it. They really did. Though Martina and Rookery were very unhappy that I fined them 2 weeks. So lesson learned: only do 1 week of wages to be fined from now on, and not 2, because they will be upset if I do more than that. Our next game was at home to Livorno, and we actually took the lead in this game. It was a very good, well-worked goal. Bani finds Wilkes, who scores his 15th goal of the season. Yes, he's got 15 already in the league. And I thought, okay, we could do well with this. Then after that goal, Livorno just came to life. This goal from Bagnoli was just a very good finish. I don't think the keeper could have done much with it. But then they got a penalty in the 84th minute of the game, and they won the game. So if you look at this, if you look at the fact that they had a goal ruled out in the 43rd minute of the game, and they had an XG of 2.06, they definitely were the better team in the second half. Like, as soon as they conceded, they just... No, I think as soon as they scored their equalising goal and the second half happened, they just decided to turn up, and we just collapsed within ourselves. So it was just a matter of time before they got their equaliser, their winning goal, sorry. But we weren't at our best, and we deserve to be beaten here. There's no question about that, honestly. Our last match, however, was against Pontardawe, and we scored the winning goal of the game thanks to Bani. Cristiano Barry is very good from the penalty spot, and he does himself justice. It was literally just 2 minutes in the second half, we got the penalty, and we scored it. And that was enough to get all 3 points. Were we at our best? Probably not. Even if the XG says 2.08, I feel we could have done more. But, I don't know. We definitely were not at our best in this game. But we ended a 3-game losing streak, which is great. And that was the last game we had before I met up with you guys. And Cantazaro was just terrible again. So I definitely need to strengthen some areas. I'm just not sure how and where I'm going to get the strength from at this point. But there we go. Well in the table right now. After, having 3 defeats on the bounce in the league. Because that's going to hurt us, surely. And 3 defeats in the bounce in the league has hurt us. We're now in 8th place. We've only got a goal difference of +8. The 4-0 defeat against Rimini would definitely do damage there. We're only 1 point behind them as well. So we are not that far away from 4th place Livorno. But they would be above us due to results between teams anyway, even if it wasn't for goal difference. So it just shows you just how big of a defeat that was. If we had held on for that, then we could have been the same points as them, and maybe, probably not, but maybe we could have been above them in the table. Rokas is the top goal scorer in the league with 15 goals now, and for me that's a very good sign, because he has done himself justice right now, and if we can do that, then we can do more of that, and it's perfectly poised to do well. Our next game is against Regenia, and there's something that happened that makes this game all the more enticing to me. Regenia tried to hire my assistant manager as their manager. I actually found myself talking to him and saying, look, I kind of need you. You're very important to me. And it got to the point that he actually rejected their approach. I don't know what it was they were offering, but he stuck with us either way, and he rejected them. And the fact that they are our next opponent made this idea that they could be our next opponent for a live con all the more enticing. They beat us last time 1-0 at our ground, and last time we went to their ground, they won 5-0. So I'm hoping we don't have that issue again, even if they wanted to go defensive. I have a feeling that I might be regretting the attacking approach, but Fantosi's going to be back for this game. He's only available for 75 minutes, and he's wanted. He wants to go to pick a club. So it may not be the most ideal time to bring him back, but look at the last 5 games for a lot of these players. They've been very questionable rating-wise, and I've got to question myself whether or not this team's good enough. But I've actually, for the first time in a long time, just gone through all the players and just gone through the starting line, gone through the bench, and asked myself who goes where, what's the best position, and I found what I wanted. I've also managed to find myself playing another player in centre midfield now, and that's Lepo Calamai. He's actually more of a winger, but he can play in the middle as well as a centre midfielder. I think he's got the ability. Yes, his tackling and vision isn't great, and even his decision making, which actually, think about it, I can probably change right now. Can I tweak this a little bit? So, tackling, decision making. That's defensive positioning, isn't it? That's marking positioning, so, where is the other thing? I don't think I can find it, but yeah, if we can get that, then it's great, and we could absolutely do some damage here. But yeah, positioning, decision making, and marking, that works as well. So it'd be good if we can get this going. I'm excited for this team because there's a lot of potential here. A lot of these players have come from my youth system, like Makura, he's come for the youth system. Fantosi's come for the youth system. Antonocci's come for the youth system. Alioni's come for the youth system. And then you got most of the players on the bench, like Catazaro, DPSC, Viscardo, Albani, Calamai, Pocariali, Campanati, and Digadio. They'll all come from our youth intakes at this point, and most of the players that are not selected have come from youth intakes too, so I'm probably going to have to cut down the squad a little bit, cut out some of the fat, and some of the not so good players, and we're going to see what we can do. I'm excited. I don't think we're going to do as well as we want to, but yeah, I can see some players not happy with the fact that we're going as attacking against this team, but I feel that this could do very well, and no matter what happens in the result, we can still stay in the top half by the end of the winter break. So we got ourselves a good foundation. We've got 32 points already, and I want to get revenge. I don't think we can do the best. I think we might just lose this game, honestly. But if we can keep ourselves going and do ourselves justice, then who knows? We can get all 3 points. It's just a matter of making sure we don't do anything stupid, right? So, we've had no highlights in the first half, which is a bit concerning. And they only got their first shot in this moment. And there's only been 5 shots. We've had 3 of them. None on target. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target. So, maybe I should be concerned. I'm going to say we need to show more passion. We owe it, so we need to get revenge. I'm going to tell them that we can definitely improve, because it definitely feels like it motivates them more. But I don't know. Maybe we can do something here. We've not been the best so far, and we need to improve quickly. Immediately, second half, we're going to get a highlight, and I'm concerned. Bani finds Martina. At least we're not 5-0. He's not going to lose 5-0, I hope. Here's Rokas, who is cutting inside. He's going to go for goal. And that's a decent save. Decent effort. It's the first shot on target for us, maybe? Yes, it is on target. Thank goodness for that. Martina is going to take this throw. It's been headed away, but Gabriel's going to take it. He's actually frustrated by the feedback that I gave them. That was to encourage the team. Bani's found Fantosi now. Makua hasn't played that many times. That's a penalty, surely. And Bani will take it. He's going to look for goal number 7 from the spot. Bani's been my go-to for penalties this season, and if he can score this, then we're in a very good position, very good stead. And he scores again. He seems to love penalties. That is goal number 7 already. I think he's got all his goals from the penalty spot this year, so we seem to find more penalties this year than we had last year. And Makura's not been great, despite winning the penalty. Gabriel's not been great, neither has Antonocci, so Alioni as well has not been great. So we've got to look at this and say, what can we do? What can we improve? And we're going to look at this I'm going to take Makura off. He's not been great in this game. Cantazaro is going to come on. We're going to take off Antonucci as well. I'll be giving him a few words later. But Calamai is going to come on for this game. We'll make these two changes and that's it. As a highlight again, 91st minute of the game. We're 1-0 up. Can we keep this? Not with throws like that. And this is concerning. Oh, good save from those that probably should have scored. But we've made changes. We've brought on 2 strikers because we literally have a 12 substitutes. I literally just brought a substitute for every position. I'm thinking, yes, we can do this more. That's my thinking now. And we're going to get all 3 points against Wagenia. And that's a huge victory for us. Huge, huge win. And the fact we've beaten this team after coming here last year and losing 5-0 and being beaten 1-0 by this team at the beginning of the season, this is a great result for us. I can't emphasize. I can't really just say how big of a result this is. The fact we get a clean sheet too is just even better. And we are going to have to find some players, unfortunately. It's not really something I'm impressed about, but there we go. We need to build on this though. We're 5th place now. This is a great start of the season. And if we can build on this in the winter break, we're only 9 points away from top of the table, Arizo, and we've beaten the top 2 teams this year. So it's not like we're a terrible team. We just need to be more consistent towards the top. And we've got 10 wins out of 20 this season already as well. That's a great victory for us. A great, great, great victory. And the fact we've already had this concern is already an issue in itself. But there we go. We need to look at this and think, where can we go from here? And just to prove my point, I've actually looked at the amount of goals he's got and where he's got them. Banny has scored all 7 goals from the penalty spot this season. It is ridiculous how many penalties we've won this year and how many times he's scored from the spot. And he's not even the best player. That's the scary part. I love this guy, I really do. Oh, also, Damiano Nicotre is injured. He's been out for a couple of months now, and he's been out due to hip injury, so he's been a big loss for us too, which I think partly one of the reasons why we've not been as good as we have been this year, but that's beside the point. And so, after 20 games this season, and going into the winter break, we are currently in 6th place, and we've got a good little gap from ourselves and Sembrereste. We are 8 points clear of the bottom half of the table, and for me, this has to be the year we start to break into the playoff position roles. If we do not get to the top half this year, then this will be like 3 years ago where we blew our best opportunity away to do our best. And this is where I'm going to end this video. I hope you guys have actually enjoyed yourselves. Hope you guys will like and share this video, and that you will subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's something you spotted I've not pointed out. And just let me know generally how you feel as this season's going and where we're going to finish this year. I'm curious to see how you respond to this. Either way, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. Hope I'll see you guys next time. And until then, goodbye and good night.